Hello everyone, so today I'm going to show you how I do a refill on a full bling nail. And right now you can see that the bling nail has grown out. This is about 2 weeks of growth, so you can see around the cuticle area it needs a fill. So right now you can see the after. This is after I did the fill of the crystals, and this essentially is a process I do where we're leaving the majority of the crystals there and replacing a very minimal amount. It's a good option for clients who want to save money or they really like the color of their crystals. And I mean, it's efficient, for everybody, every party involved. So first I'm going to start off by taking the very back row closest towards the eponychium cuticle area, taking that row of crystals off, and I do it in like a horseshoe shape. So I take maybe like I go from, left side wall to right side wall. I take one off basically around, like a horseshoe. And then I also take the front row on the free edge. I take those crystals off as well. And I like to do that because that's really taking the most hits, ding, damages. Being, on the free edge. And right now I'm showing you that I'm drilling any of that backing from the crystals that is left behind. So I recommend a drill with this type shaped football bit, flame bit, whatever you call it. I really recommend one of these bits in order to remove any extra pieces that the crystals left behind. So now I'm showing you, like I was speaking about, taking off that very front row, because again, from day to day wear, you're just kind of hitting those crystals more often. So I find that it helps with the look of the nail to look more refreshed if you take out that very front row and that very last row. So right now I'm just doing just normal nail prep. I start off first by pushing back the eponychium only, just so we can get a clearer view of what's grown out, and then that's when I remove the crystals. So now I'm actually going through and doing prep. So I'm just going, I have videos, another video showing you, how I prep the nail to apply acrylic. And this is just normal. Whatever you do that works for you, I recommend you do it, but just take into consideration that you do have those crystals. You want to be mindful not to, hit them, bang them up, file them, drill them, because this is going to remove the shine and kind of defeat the purpose of what you're trying to do. So right now I'm taking my cuticle bit and just going around lightly, gently, like I normally would. If you watch any of my other videos, you would know that's how, I prep. And now I'm taking young nail swipe and just cleaning the nail, and I'm showing you that it's all prepped and ready to go. So I'm going to be taking a smaller brush. It's the Young Nails Artistic Sculpture brush. And I'm just comparing it in size. I usually use a size 16 brush. So now I'm showing you that I'm taking very, very small beads. And that's my recommendation to anybody. Don't try to be the hero because you don't want to get acrylic on your crystals again, especially because those are what you're working with are now becoming your center crystals, which I feel are more of a focal point. So you want to make sure, I got a little too ambitious with this bead, but you want to make sure you work in small beads, and that's really what's going to save you. Small beads, small brush. And at this point, if you're using a glitter acrylic, of course you fill in with that. Or I'm sure if you're doing any type of hard gel enhancement, essentially the same process can be used. So right now you fill in with whatever acrylic you're going to fill in. Like I said, a glitter acrylic, of course, you guys know I recommend using a coordinating background for your full bling nails. This was not thought out because it's from a previous tutorial I did on how I do the full bling nails, and I recommend you watching that. It's a shameless plug. So now I'm just showing you that I've applied the acrylic. It's not going to be the most beautiful thing in the world, but you want to get as level as possible. You want to make sure you create that apex and everything. So now this is my base for my bling nail that I'm using today, or you want to do whatever you used previously. It's Spacey Lacy from Light Elegance. It's a holographic color, of course, obviously. You can see that. I used a holographic color previously as the background. Like I said, this isn't the most well thought out full bling nail, but just as an example, if you're doing a gold bling nail, whatever background you used previously, I recommend you using that same background. It's gonna look odd. So now I, filled in that tip part, that I removed the stones with the color, and, back there, towards the back there, near the eponychium cuticle area. And then I just top coated it. You see I used the dotting tool to fit in the spaces. So I top coated it, removed the tacky layer, and then I buffed it, so we can add a little texture to the nail. So, the crystals will have, a better foundation to adhere to. And then I took my brush on resin from Ocean Nail Supply, and I'm using that. It's my favorite. And then I'm just filling in the crystals. So I'm applying my resin, and I'm just going through, and this, it's kind of like a trial and error type situation. You see what can fit where. I'm just throwing on random crystals from my little overflow plate. These are crystals I pull out for clients. I don't end up using them, and I'm too lazy to put them back into the respective little slots containers. So, this is why I recommend a variation of sizes when you do a full bling nail. So that, you can see, will a size, will a SS5 fit here? Will, size 7? It's kind of trial and error. And now you can see how it looks completely filled in. I'm going in, I'm sealing in the crystals. And again, my previous full bling nail tutorial goes into more depth on how I do that. But again, I like to use the resin because it takes longer to set. So it gives me time to play around and see which stones I want to fit where. So I just really prefer that. So it's just trial and error. And this is the end result. It looks almost new. So now you are your client. You're ready for, 3, 4, 5 more weeks of wear of the crystals. And it's back like new. You can see how beautiful it is. It's just as sparkly. So yeah, you guys, so if you have any questions, comments, if there's something I didn't touch on, that you want to know, just leave it down below and I'll try to respond as quickly as possible. Thanks, everyone.